Hello, my adorable squidlings. It is Katie here, and today I'm going to be opening up the Palettefull Packs box for the month of October. And something kind of weird happened. I ended up getting both the Premiere and Petite. So I think what I'm going to do is open them both up for you guys, kind of compare, contrast, and then I'll make an illustration using one or both of the boxes, kind of depending on what's in them. So yeah, let's just open it up and find out what's inside. Ooh, okay, so there's not a lot going on here. Anyway, there's some really just like the craft paper worms, and we have a Palettefull Walnut edition. I love this sticker, and the A is a little walnut. That's so cute. And I'm going to guess that this is walnut ink just from, yep. Oh, this is exciting. This is not just any walnut ink, my friends. This is Daniel Smith walnut ink, and Daniel Smith makes great products. I have never used their walnut ink, so I am ecstatic to try it out. We've got a lot of brown going on here, so I want to get the card out really quick. It goes over what is in the box on the other side. Oh, so there is two sides to this. It has some prompts down here. I'm holding it weird and sideways. I apologize. But anyway, I'm going to set that to the side so I can continue referencing. But we're just going to kind of grab stuff. So this, keep in mind this is the Premiere box. I will go over the Petite box soon enough. So we have a set of 4 Princeton Art and Brush Co. Real Value brushes. I love Princeton brushes, and the Real Value ones are a really good value. So this comes with a 1, 3, 5, and 6. It looks like we have 3 rounds and a flat or a shader, whatever they're calling it. They have them listed down here. All right. So, okay, so we have some dip pin nibs, which probably means there's a dip pin in here. We have 512 and 513 EF. Those mean nothing to me because I have no idea the stuff that goes into dip pins. I don't use them enough to, know, but I'm sure we'll find out soon. Okay, so we have a slew of pins and pencil type things. Looks like we have a nib holder, so this is just kind of a standard nib holder with no nib. And then we have a Faber-Castell Polychromos in walnut brown, very fitting. We then have a Albrecht Dürer. I probably butchered it. I apologize. This is also by Faber-Castell, and this is also in walnut brown. Then we have a Faber-Castell Pitt Artist Pin brush in walnut brown. Nice brush. We have 2 more items, and these are both papers. Oh my goodness, I've got so many craft worms. Alright, so first, you can see me. Hi! Anyway, we have a little small pack of Legion Stonehenge craft paper. How many sheets? There are 3 sheets in here. There's some info if you want to pause and read all of that. I love Legion paper, so I'm always excited to have Legion paper stuff. And then the last item we have is a full-size drawing paper pad by Strathmore, 24 sheets, 8 by 10. And it's also got a wire-bound top, so I'm very excited. I love wire-bound tops because I'm a lefty, and most of the time I don't cater to lefties when it's on the right side. But anyway, this has a medium surface, so I'm excited to play around with this. This is going to be really fun. Alright, now to open the Palettefull Packs Petite box. So if you don't know the difference, they're about a $12 difference. This one is $23.95. And the other box is, I think, $35? $34.95, somewhere around there. Free shipping to US. I don't know shipping to international, but I do know it costs. But anyway, there's a pretty big difference. So let's open the smaller box and find out the difference between the two. Alright, so we're greeted with the same craft worms, and it looks like we're greeted with the same ink as well. So it is nice that they didn't skimp on the ink. It is the same size. It is Daniel Smith Walnut ink in 2 ounces, just like the other one. So we have another Palettefull Walnut Edition sticker, just like the other one as well. Again, just like the other one, we have a set of Real Value Princeton brushes. Same size as it looks like, 3 rounds and a shader, 1, 3, 5, and 6. Then we again have a nib holder and 2 nibs, a Faber-Castell Pitt Artist brush pin, and then the last item is a smaller version of the drawing paper. The other one was a 9 by 12, I think, and this one is a 4 by 6. So it's the same exact paper, just in a smaller container. And then that is it. So the differences really I'm noticing are the size and paper, and then we didn't get the craft paper. Everything else is pretty much the same. Not upset about that. See, you can see the quality of both of them. One includes bigger paper, bigger surfaces typically, and this one just has smaller surfaces and is at a little better of a value. Unfortunately, going forward, I will not be doing a ton of boxes every month. I'm going to change it up. I'm going to do 1 box a month, and I'll probably just kind of differentiate what box I get depending on my mood. And I will be unboxing an exclusive Patreon box, so if you're interested in that, head over to my Patreon. It'll be up here. It's all patrons, $1 and up, so you can be pledging at any level and see the exclusive unboxing. Alright, since we got all of these supplies in the other box, I'm not going to swatch them out because I really don't see the point. They're the exact same supplies. Alright, so getting these supplies out of the box, I'm going to swatch them as usual. You know the drill by now. And I'm going to, I don't know if I want to do it on the craft paper or on the drawing paper or on my own paper. Or all, I probably won't do all three. I'm just really excited about this walnut. Anyway, let's put it on the drawing paper for now, and then we might do our final illustration on the craft paper. Since this month I'm doing Fangtober, this is going to be really interesting because I was wanting to do black, white, and red. So this definitely throws a wrench in my plans, but like not a bad wrench, if you know what I mean. So I'm pretty excited. I will tell you that currently I'm not going to unbox these. They are great brushes, but I have so many paintbrushes and I don't see the point in opening these up and using them once. So I will be sticking with my own paintbrushes because I'm picky. Anyway, so let us, okay, there's just a lot to unpack here. Alright, let's use the drawing paper. My hands are dusty. Let's use the drawing paper, and we're going to start out. I'm going to zoom in. That's how we're going to start. And I'm going to... I like writing Faber-Castell in cursive for some reason. Anyway, so we have a brush tipped pen, thick and thin lines, little dabs. It's nice and brown. I love this color. Then we have the, this is also by Faber-Castell, Albrecht. Ooh, did I spell that right? A-L-B-R-E-C-H-T? Oh, I did! Put the little dots. This is water soluble, so let's test that out. Where's my paintbrush? So does it, oh, look how gorgeous. Oh, I'm digging that. Then we have another Faber-Castell item, and this is a polychromos. Just a regular colored pencil. I love polychromos, so they're always nice to have. And I love how, since these are all by Faber-Castell, they match up really well since they're all the same, like, color family. Do I shake this up? That's the one thing I'm wondering here. Oh, look at that. It's so pretty. Anyway, we're just going to go ahead and open this. Maybe. I always know speedball tips are great, so I'm always excited to get them. So we're just going to... I'm not going to test out both tips because, yeah. So this is speedball. As you can tell, I am a major novice at this, and I apologize. I always feel like I'm not doing something right when I use dip pens. I know people make some gorgeous art with them, and I'm just like, ooh. Oh, I was supposed to write hello. It works. Okay. Ah! Dropping everything. I'm just gonna grab some from the lid here to use it with the brush. Oh, it's gorgeous. Look at that. I love it. They did such a great job curating this box. Oh my gosh. Also, before we get started with today's piece, I want to let you know that my shop update has dropped. It dropped yesterday, and if you are interested in any of my fall or Halloween goodies, you can get them until November 15th over on my store under the Fall and Halloween tab. I'll also have a link up here if you want to check that out. Alright, so I have cut down the craft paper down to a 5x7 size, and I'm just going to tape it to my desk because I want those nice borders just in case I end up adding some kind of... Actually, I don't even think I'm going to tape it to my desk. I think I'm just going to... we'll tape it to the desk. It doesn't really matter. But just really in case I add a background or something, since this is already colored, I may not. I really haven't decided yet. But this is honestly going to be a little bit of a challenge for me just because I won't be able to move the paper around too much. But that is okay. And really quick plug, you can actually get this washi tape over in my store right now. So, let's peel up this tape. Ended up getting a little warped here. There we go. Actually, what I'm going to do, because I know I'm going to have trouble with it, I'm just going to fold all these back so I'll be able to move the paper around. Alright, let's zoom in. I do have a little pre-sketched sketch, and today's prompt is steak, and I thought it actually fit really well with the supplies here because they're all brown. I am only using the supplies that were given in the Premier box, as they were pretty much the exact same in the Petite box outside of a few pencils and papers. So, yeah, I guess let's just get into it. I'm going to be using the Polychromos to do my main outlining. So, yeah, let's just get into it. I'm actually kind of nervous, and I'm not really sure why. So we're just gonna make some initial marks and go for it. So I didn't really think of clothing choices beforehand, so that may come back to bite me in the butt. I also did not draw this hand out with a pencil, so we're just gonna wing it. And hope that it turns out okay. So this prompt actually gave me a little bit of trouble. It took me a little while to figure out what I wanted with this prompt, because steak is kind of a really, broad term, and you could do pretty much anything with it. Oh, hey, this erases actually pretty nicely. Good to know. Anyway, so I did have a little bit of trouble when coming up with an idea for this piece. However, I found a reference photo and tweaked it, and I think this will turn out pretty good. At least let's hope so. So, are you all still participating in Inktober or whatever Tober challenge you guys are doing? If so, leave it in the comments. Are you current? Are you behind? Are you just taking it easy? What are your goals? Because, I know I mentioned it earlier, but we're 16 days in now, and I know that this challenge can definitely take a toll. So I just want to kind of check in with you guys and ask and see how you guys are doing in terms of, the challenge. So I've been doing a lot of long-haired vampire babes. I don't know what it is, but I associate long hair with vampires. So I decided for this one, I would make her a short-haired babe, because our short-haired babes need some representation too. And then, of course, it's just going to kind of cut off right here. I've been liking having them cut off because I kind of want to go between full bodies and just, not full bodies. So it's been nice having the tape to cut things off for me. But in this piece, the character is actually holding the steak in, a sexy little way. So I really don't know, but I liked the idea. I don't have a story or anything to go along with it, but I liked the idea of it, so this is where we're at. Also, again, I didn't have any kind of clothing ideas, so we're just gonna kind of figure that out as we go. And then her eyes. I want them to be kind eyes. So I'm going to point the ends down a little bit, if that makes sense. And give her really big irises, because usually the bigger the eyes and the shape of the eyes tend to denote kindness, except I am just now noticing her nose and mouth are really, really high up. I usually do the eyes first so that I don't run into that problem, but that's okay. I may do this mouth off camera because I need to get close to it. Alright, I have finished up her face. I don't know about you, but sometimes I have to get really close to my art to get some of those details. So, alright, so we now have some line art, and I really don't have an idea of like what she's sitting on or anything, so we're just gonna give it like a little line or something. We'll figure it out later. Alright, let's see what we've got here. We do still have a Pit Artist Pen in brown, and then we have the aqua, and then we also have this ink to use. And I do still have this dip pen. I'm not honestly sure if I'm going to use the dip pen, but I'm not going to say no, definitely not, just yet. So I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and I'm actually going to mix this ink up. I don't know if you need to shake it, but I'm going to. It's so bubbly. And grab one of my really messy palettes. And then I am actually going to get out some of this ink and dilute it just a bit. I think I'm going to go ahead and give the background a bit of a wash. Just a little bit, just to give it some color, I guess. Even though it already has color, I just want to flesh out the back a little bit so I can bring this character forward. Add some dark parts in here. We're just going to kind of dab it in. Nothing too fancy. Like I said, I'm just trying to bring the character forward. And I think I'm going to leave the white of the paper, not really the white, but just like the plain paper, as her skin. Just because I don't really want to color it, and I don't want it to blend into the background. So I think I'm just going to leave that as her skin color. Which honestly is super beautiful, so I really like it. Alright. And I kind of just like how like drippy it looks. Like just like dropping in some of this walnut ink here. Just having fun with the ink, really. Alright. And then I'm going to let this dry because everything is touching this background, and then I'll be back. Alright, so I added some really fun blooms to the background, so I am really excited about how this looks. And I think I want to darken, not sure what I want to darken, but I'm going to use this brush pen to add some, like, strands to her hair. And I may come back around and do some light, like, shading. Just kind of like this, so the darker parts of the hair. Just to make it look like it's kind of colored, but also not. If that makes sense. And I really wanted to do only black, white, and red, but I'm kind of having fun with this brown. The last time I got an all brown box was from Sketchbox, and I had a lot of fun with it. And this one honestly is just as fun. I just love how well that Palettefull Packs curates boxes. They just always do such a great job. I feel like every time they curate a box, it's just always thoughtful, and I really like that. Go ahead and shade some of this in. Make sure I block off the top of her ear. So, while I am still thinking of something to talk about, I have been playing a lot of Genshin Impact lately. I feel like a lot of people have. And it is just a really great game. I am obsessed with gacha games, and which is probably no surprise. I feel like a lot of people are. And it's just really fun. And it's like the best gacha game ever, just because of the element that it is huge. And it has a lot of open world stuff. Also, I am now going in with the water-soluble pencil here, and I want to kind of see how it reacts to this brown paper. Oh, that is lovely. Absolutely lovely. Alright, I think what I'm going to do is do a layer of this. Just kind of on the dress. I don't know if you noticed, but I ended up making it a dress.
But I'm only going to be putting it in the darker areas that I want, and then just kind of feathering it out from there. Also, she got a booty. I didn't really notice it, but whoo, man, she's got a booty. Not that I'm upset about that. And this is probably the best watercolor pencil I have ever used. This is so nice. Honestly though, Faber-Castell makes some really nice stuff. So I really shouldn't be that surprised, I suppose. Also, what I'm going to do is add these initial layers to the dress, and then I'm going to come in with the polychromos and darken it up a little bit. However, I think I might darken up the bottom part of this with the pencil, the watercolor pencil. Yep, there we go. You know what? I might add my own pop of red to this, to her lips and eyes, just to kind of make it pop a little more. And then I really don't know what she's sitting on, but I'm also going to shade underneath her. I think I'm using the wrong pencil for this, but that's okay. We'll just feather it out with some water. Honestly, I'm relatively surprised at how well this craft paper is taking water. I figured it was not going to be so good. But here we are. And it's looking really good. And it's very minimal warping. It's not warping too badly. Of course, it's warping as you would expect any like non-watercolor paper to warp, but it's not as bad as I expected. So I chalk that up as a win. Alright, this part seems dry. It was not dry. Oh, it was not dry. So, unfortunately, I ended up ripping up the paper a little bit. So that's a little unfortunate, but that's okay. We can make do. I just need to shade in this area, and I'm going to use the polychromos for this part. I just love how well all of these work together. I'll go ahead and shade some of this part too. I feel like I'm going way darker than I'm intending to, but that's okay. Gotta get them values in there somehow, right? Like, even going really lightly with this pencil, it's still pretty dark. And I might just kind of lightly go in here with this watercolor pencil just to blend some of this out just a tad. Honestly, looking at it now, I think I might make this dress even darker, but see, like, I don't want to ruin what I've already got going on. I'll wait just a sec before I decide to completely go in. I'm going to shade some of her skin with the polychromos. Just kind of lightly going in here. Some areas are going to be darker, so like under her chin. And I kind of completely forgot about that stake there. And just shade everything, really. I may go back over some of this with the brush pen just to give it some extra line art. Yeah, I think going over some of this with the brush pen is probably smart. Just some of the areas I want to be a little darker to kind of stand out. Because I feel like some parts of this got lost in the background. And that's totally fine, it happens. It's nothing a good old brush pen can't fix. Actually, I think adding this brush pen was a really good idea. Because looking at it now, I think it looks really good. Not that it didn't before, but I prefer this. I don't know, I really like outlines, as you probably already know, because I do outlines a lot, like just dark outlines. I have a hard time with like colored pencil outlines for some reason. I just feel like they don't look finished to me. Usually when other people do it, I think it looks fantastic, but when I do it, I feel like it looks strange. I think I may just leave that stake lighter. I don't know yet, but I might. Alright, now is the time that I'm going to add in that pop of red, and I'm just going to add it to her lips and to her eyes. And I think it'll send this piece to the next level. At least I'm hoping it does. Might add, let's not overdo it. I was gonna add it to like fingernails, but let's not overdo it. But yeah, I think this piece needs a little white. I'm also gonna add a Uni Posca pin to just certain areas that I feel like need white. So like her teeth, I want her teeth to be prominent. And let's add a little bit to her nose and chin. And then let's make her dress kind of silky. So I'll add some of that. I love having a white Posca marker. I swear they make my life so much easier. And I can just be really scribbly and they just add a really nice effect. I'm gonna add some right here, but I'm gonna smear it. And same with this leg. Just to kind of add a little highlight, but not too much. And I think I'm gonna do that with her arm too. Let's make it look like the steak has been whittled a little bit by adding a little bit of that white. You know, I never did shade her face. I didn't really think about that. Let's go ahead and shade some of her face. Especially with vampires, I really like adding kind of like dark circles around the eyes. Because they're supposed to be like the undead, so. There we go. Alright, I'm gonna add just a little like dash in her eye because that paint marker covered it up. And then yeah, honestly, I'm gonna leave this piece like this. I think she looks really good. Well, I'm gonna add some whites to her eyes really quick. There we go. Oh shoot, I didn't even think about it, but like her actual eyes would be, you know, the inside, the cornea, would also be white. I didn't even think about that. Alright, I gotta do some tweaking, hold on. Alright, and then lastly I'm gonna add some highlights to her hair really quick. And I think I am going to call this piece done, finally. So let's get off the tape here. And then ta-da! Here is today's piece steak. I actually really like the way this turned out. I think it's really cute. And I hope you enjoyed chilling and chatting with me. If you created anything as usual, use the hashtag squidoodling with Katie over on Instagram to share it with me, or you can just tag me. It doesn't really matter. I'll see it either way. But anyway, thank you so much for hanging with me. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're not already part of our Cute Squid Pod, there's a subscribe button down below. There's a bell next to it that if you click that, you get notified on when I upload new videos, because that's basically how YouTube works anymore. If you want to follow me and my pieces over on Instagram or Twitter, I have links in the description. And until next time, my adorable squidlings, toodaloo!